Morning, everybody. Here I am. Just wanted to send you a quick message this morning. So this week started off interesting for me. I started off with a root canal. So if I'm talking a little funny, that's the only reason why. But I didn't want that to keep me from talking with you. So here's a very funny thing that happened this week that I think you can actually learn something from. And this is one of those things that I think we fall into, and it's really unnecessary. It all comes down to how we're communicating with the world around us. And the world around us means like ourselves, other people, money, like anything that's energy, this comes into play. So one of my hobbies or favorite things has always been dog training. I don't know why. I love the psychology of it. I love the communication element of it. I think it's amazing what can happen when a person and a dog are working together to communicate, and it's when it becomes amazingly clear. So here's what happened. I saw this huge guy. Probably, I'd say, I'm not really good at this, but I'd say he's probably about like 6'3", 6'4", so big size guy, and solid guy. And he's walking this little Frenchie. Now, do you know what a Frenchie is? It's a French bulldog. So look it up. They are small but muscly dogs, but they're pretty small. And he's walking this French bulldog. Now, walking is really not what was happening. The French bulldog was really deciding everything about where they would go and where they wouldn't. It was the funniest thing to see. So this huge guy, and they're walking along together for a second, and then the Frenchie would decide he wanted to stop and sniff something. And the guy couldn't budge him. Couldn't budge him at all. And my friend and I are walking, and we're kind of laughing at it, and the guy even looks up and he's like, this is what it's about. I can't, no matter what I do, I cannot get this to happen. And so real quick, before I keep going with this, if this sounds like you, or if this sounds like anybody you know, either like this, leave me a comment, put a thumbs up, or share this with someone. Because if you know anybody that's sort of like struggling with things that they shouldn't seem to be struggling with, it's probably a lack of having your energy right with it, which we'll talk about in a second. So share this, like it, whatever you want to do. But it's great to get this word out. So especially this time of year, if there are people that you love that are struggling with this stuff, and it's a funny story, so it's not like I'm getting really deep and personal and all that stuff, which is a fun way to learn and grow. Okay, so anyway, so back to the guy with Frenchie. So he's even laughing at it. And then my friend that I got past, and I looked at her and I said, the funny thing is, it's not about forcing. Like, he was trying to drag the dog or try to move it physically. And the thing with dogs, and the thing with everything, is it's not about forcing. Whenever you go into the state of forcing and trying to drag or trying to, resist, that's exactly what happens, is you've shifted into a state of resistance instead. And really what it becomes about is congruent communication, harmonious communication, where you have to get in alignment. Normally, and with dog training, this is the whole thing. You get, the animal understands, you're the alpha and it will follow you. It's an energy thing. I'm not going to get into the dog training element of it, but it's an energy thing. And so I just want you to think about right now where you might be resisting or trying to force. For a lot of people, it comes up with money. And actually right now, because it's the holidays, so if you're seeing this after the holidays, this video won't be up. But right now I have a special video for you guys. I'll put a link. I think I can do it where I put it in the comments and I tag it, but I'll put a link to that video because I give a quick training on how to get in the flow of money as opposed to being constricted around it. But that's really what it's about. So for you, the reminder I want to give you today is to pay attention to where you might be constricted, where you might be trying to force, and instead ask yourself, how can I get in alignment with this? How can I work with this? How can I stop resisting here? Because when you're in resistance, when you're fighting against something, when you're trying to push something or shove something, sometimes it's a matter of, go shift your attention for a few minutes and then come back to it. That's one of the best things that I ever do. Like if I'm sitting down to write you guys something, and sometimes it's easy and sometimes it's hard. When it's hard, I give it a few minutes to see if it's going to flick into easy. And then if I feel like I'm sitting there and I'm forcing it, I get up, I go do something else, and I come back to it later when it feels easier. And it always is. See, that's the thing. I could sit there and I could try to force, and I probably would still come up with something, but it would take longer. It wouldn't be as good. It wouldn't be as much flowing from me. So that's what I want you to pay attention to today and right now, is where might you be resisting? How can you open yourself up more? Or how can you shift your attention to something else until you come back and then your energy feels like you can handle the thing that you want to focus on. Okay, so that's it. Also remember, like I said, share this. I'm trying to get the word out. I just want to spread this good energy, these little tips that I'm sharing with you. Small tips make the big difference, you know. Like I said, I'm teaching you to go big one small step at a time. These are the small adjustments that you make, and when you do, bam, your entire life changes so quickly. So share this, use these tips yourself, and I'm going to figure out how to put that link below this so you can go watch my special holiday video to you, so that you can get that money manifesting tip. And I also have some cool stuff going on for the holidays over there if you want to check it out. So that's it. You guys are all awesome. Have a wonderful holiday season. I'm not sure if I'll talk to you again before Christmas. If you're celebrating Hanukkah, if you're celebrating Kwanzaa, if you're celebrating anything, happy to all of you. And I will speak with you very soon. We're coming up on the new year, so really take this stuff to heart. And I'm really excited to help you make the rest of this year, which there's not much of it, full of incredible energy, and then all of next year, the best year yet, and growing forward from there. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here with me. I love being here with you, and until the next time, keep going big. Bye.